I buzzed my hair for my brother's wedding, and this one of my brother's friends was like, "Dude, I love your widow peaks." Widow peaks. Oh, widow peaks are pretty much you have a horrible hairline. And I brought so much meaning to it. I think I need to shave my head because I'm thinking way too much about my hairline. I'm always wearing hats. I went through phases of doing hairstyles that was covering my hairline. Like I went through so many things to cover up myself. Like I wasn't loving myself. Confidence issues. It was affecting me in a lot of other ways that I didn't know because I was obsessed with looking good and not just accepting like I am like a soul. I'm just always thinking about like how I'm looking instead of just like being. I got scatterbrained. Like I'm constantly thinking I can't even be myself. I was lost. Like I was so attached. I've kind of been on a spiritual awakening. I actually decided to go sober, and it really took me down this path of finally finding who I am as a person, being less attached to things. I've been going through all that stuff,
Yeah.
and it's all about detaching yourself from all these attachments. So I came across Baldcafe because I was searching for answers, and I was like, I think I need to shave my head because I'm thinking way too much about my hairline. I'm always wearing hats. I'm just always thinking about like how I'm looking, constantly thinking I can't even be myself. The night before I did it, my heart was telling me to do it. That's another thing that I've been doing a lot of is trusting my intuition and following my heart. I asked my mom, I was like, I think I'm gonna shave my head. She was like, no, don't shave your head. Everyone's going to say anything, but you gotta do it for you. I think I came across your page because I was looking all this bald stuff up and I saw the transformation of like people being like, I'm like thinking about it all the time. Like I'm wearing a hat all the time. I don't think I'm like sexy or like I don't think I'm beautiful. Like it's affecting my confidence. And seeing like your videos of like how you do it, like the transformation of like how they're feeling. And then once they shave their head and they're like, oh my God, like this is great.
So for you, it was the first time some dude came up to you and was like, "Oh yeah, like
That was the first time I was like,
yeah,
I didn't think about anything about my hair until then. And then I was like, I got widow peaks? What? And then I was like constantly thinking about it. And then I legit went on from 2019. I was lost. Like I was so attached.
that whole
And
time, yeah, just
it was avoidance of what was actually on my head. I had super long hair. I'd always block it. I would always block my widow peaks.
like
I
cover it."
would always like sometimes let it go and then get self conscious about it. And like that doesn't hurt anyone. That hurts myself. I just trusted what I was feeling. I went to CVS and I got clippers and I was like, I'm doing this. It was truly freeing, like truly freeing to do it. And once I did it, like it changed because I let go of that and I started to notice that I wasn't thinking about Like I would go to Walmart and pick up beef. I'm not thinking about, wearing a hat. I'm just being, and I'm not thinking about how people are perceiving me. Like I'm not trying to psychologically pretend that I have a perfect hairline. It's all about being and just being it. Like this is what it is.
Mm.
This is what it is.
I like that, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that, man. That's good.
Yeah. It's just the being. Just being you. I really say that I was reborn because I was worrying about my hairline. I was obviously worrying about how I looked, how people perceived me. So I had a lot of thoughts going in my head, and it obviously affected my confidence around girls, even around people that I know, even around people that I don't know. And a lot of it stems from fear. I've been using a method of snapping my fingers every time fear comes into my head. For example, it could even be fear of people not liking me bald. Every time fear comes into my life, every time it comes, I snap and I'm like, nope, that's not real. Nothing to fear but fear itself. Like fear is right here, but it's not real. I was getting so shambled in my life from fear. It's all your mind. You got to get good at recognizing that it's all up here. It's all up here. And I remember this. So this is it ties into this. You asked me, "Do you want to share your story?"
Mm.
And when I first saw that, that was before I was reborn. I heard that and I was like, "Oh, I don't know if I want to share like my I don't want to be like judged." Like it was like a fear that I had like created for myself that I can't even speak authentically about myself. That in itself is suffering. That in itself is suffering. If I can't share authentically about what I'm dealing with my life to other people, that doesn't cause any suffering for anyone else except for me. That's confidence issues. That's me fear of being accepted. Well, that's an old thought form that I created for myself when I was maybe young when someone said that I couldn't do something. I dove deep into this guy called Ram Dass, which is a spiritual teacher, and he talks all about ontology. Check him out if for the listeners and whoever. Because it's made a very massive impact on my life.
I think you said I'm down, right? You're like I'm ready,
Yeah.
which is
Hey,
awesome.
I immediately thought of you, and I was like, I need to hit him up. I need to share my story because by me sharing my story, by me sharing authentically, it can help other people, and that's how we all become one.
I love it. It's awesome, man. Yeah, dude. No more hiding in the shadows.
We don't suffer no more.